Hi there, it's Dave D from DaveD.com, where we help business owners, professional services providers to be exact, increase their sales and profits while working less so they can have a business that supports them, works for them instead of them working for their business. So I'm going to be doing a 6-part series, which I am titling How to Increase Your Profits in Uncertain Times, where I'm going to be giving you specific strategies to implement immediately that'll help you grow your business or at least maintain your profits during these turbulent times. And I'm really excited about it. I've got some templates that I'm going to give you, some handouts, and I think it's something that's going to really help you and that you're really going to get a lot out of. So let's get started with our first installment of this, how to increase your profits in uncertain times. And I'm calling this the single most important thing that you should do. And honestly, I hesitated a little bit to make this the very, very first thing that we talked about. But the truth is, it is the most important thing. Now, we're going to be getting into hardcore marketing and sales and strategies. Like I said, I've got templates that you can take and that you can use. But here is the single most important thing that you can do right now, starting today, and that is to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. It is so important as the leader of your business, either as the CEO or if you're a solopreneur, if you've got employees or you don't have employees, your family, your employees are relying on you. And if you're not right, if you're not right mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, you're not going to be the leader that you need to be during these times. So let's talk about some things that you can actually do, some specific things. And again, you need to choose for yourself, but you want to choose something, at least one thing you can do in each of these areas. So the first thing I want to talk about is emotional, keeping your emotional state strong. So what you want to do in what I do, we're going to recommend that you try, even if you've never tried it before, is yoga. So I practice yoga every single day. Now, this doesn't mean you got to put yourself in weird positions and all of that kind of stuff. But yoga is really a mind body type of exercise. So it accomplishes a lot of great things. And a great resource for that is simply go to YouTube and look under Rodney Yee. Rodney Yee, last name spelled Yee, and you'll see a bunch of his videos that come up immediately from a company called Gaia. And they're like shorts. They're like 10 to 15 minutes long. It gets your body moving. But whatever it is for you, don't cut back on taking care of yourself emotionally. Take care of yourself physically, okay, or emotionally. And yoga will do both of those for you. So whatever your form of exercise is, make sure that you keep doing it. Right. What we have a tendency to do when it's uncertain times is like dive headfirst into work and put our nose to the grindstone. And while working is important, we really do need to have our physical and our emotional state set. So I would recommend that you at least test out yoga. If not, do some form of physical practice. Maybe it's going out and walking the dog. Maybe it's going for a walk, whatever it is. Maybe it's doing some push-ups. I don't care what it is, but make sure that you're taking care of that. Let's talk about emotional. And there are many different things that you can do for emotional. One of the things that I would strongly recommend that, again, you just test out is some form of daily meditation. Now, again, this doesn't mean that you need to be sitting in crisscross applesauce or anything like that. You could just be sitting in a chair and start off slow. Start off with for 5 minutes and just really focusing your energy on listening to your breath, right? So you just sit there and you listen to your breath. Now, I do something called a contemplative prayer meditation, because it's a Christian type of meditation where I'm repeating a spiritual word over and over and over in my head. There's a great book, by the way, that really goes into this. It's a fascinating read, believe it or not, about meditation. It's called 10% Happier by Dan Harris, 10% Happier. It's a wonderful book. But again, some form of mindfulness practice is so important, and just to be silent and to clear your mind. Just even if it's for 5 minutes, start off with 5 minutes and do 6 minutes. I do about 15 to 20 minutes, and it's unbelievably helpful. So some type of practice for your emotions. And then the final thing is mental. So we've got to keep our mind straight. And one of the ways that we keep our mind straight and we stay positive is by the language that we use. So the language that we use has a dramatic impact on whether or not we are going to get the type of results that we want to get. We're going to be in the emotional state that we want to be in. And so there's a book, and in my opinion, it's actually Tony Robbins' best book. It's called Notes from a Friend. And it's really a condensed version of his foundational teachings. It's a really, really short book. It's only, goodness, let's see here. It is 95 pages long. But again, it really cuts to the meat of some of his core teaching. And one of the core teachings in the book, he talks about the use of language and how you communicate to yourself, and the words that you use really determine your reality. And so you want to change words that you're using, how you're describing things. Are you describing things as problems, or are you saying that, hey, these are obstacles, or are you saying that these are challenges? So let me go to that chapter here. I thought I had it opened up for, here it is. It's called The Vocabulary of Success. And so what he is saying, that if you change the words that you use to describe the situation, it really changes your emotional state. So for example, he says, if you say that you are angry, maybe you change that word to disenchanted. He says another one that this is terrible. No, this isn't terrible. This is different. Instead of using the word lost, using the word searching. And again, and then there are some, by the way, there's some positive words that you can use that to really transform the positive words into something stronger. So you can say, for example, that was pretty good, to, hey, I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. Or I'm fortunate, to, I'm unbelievably blessed. Or okay, to super. And again, I know this sounds, and it sounds too simple, but we need to start taking simple actions, especially now. So once again, take care of yourself physically. Do some form of exercise every single day. My recommendation is you at least give yoga a shot. The second thing is emotional. Again, spend some time thinking and in silence. Meditation is wonderful for that. And then third, work on your mindset. Work and start with the words that you use. How are you thinking about things? How are you describing things to yourself and to other people? And change that language, because that when you change that language, is going to change how you feel inside. Now, in part 2 of this, which is tomorrow, I'm going to share with you how you can become unstoppable and really dominate during these times that we're going through right now. So you're going to want to tune in to that. And again, that'll be released tomorrow. Now, by the way, if you are a professional services provider, or you're a consultant or a coach or something like that, and you're interested in how you can start doing consultations virtually as opposed to having people come into your office, and also how you can attract clients virtually without having to go out and do seminars and things like that, I'm going to be doing a real training, a live training this coming Friday, March 20th. I think I have it scheduled at noon. And if that's something that interests you, the link is below. It's just a simple Zoom thing. It's not a fancy setup form. By the way, this is going to be a real training. I'm going to show you how my office is set up, because that's what I do. I sell my stuff virtually, and my services virtually. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, and what, the steps that you need to take immediately, that you can do right away. So some of those appointments that you have, maybe people don't want to come in, that you can actually do them right online. All right. Hey, thanks for joining me on this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and or a heart. And if you've got questions, please comment below. I'll be happy to answer your questions as well. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you again for part 2 of how to increase your profits in uncertain times.